Tired, very tired.
Precious, how satisfying was this year for you to show that you're not just a pick and roll big, that you can do more than just screen and roll to the rim, and given all the opportunities you were given this season, how satisfying has it been for you to showcase that?
I mean, it's good to go out there, play my game within our game, of course, and just show different aspects of my game and just continue to grow. So it was definitely big. I think I grew as the season went on, um, and that was really big for me, important. You know, with the growth of my game.
What is it about this organization, coaching staff, team, whatever, that enables that kind of development and fosters that over the course of the season?
I mean, it's just confidence. Always talk about going out there doing the things that you work on, and I work on my game a lot. So it's just that if the coaching staff if they put in a lot of hours in with you to work on something or work on your game, I think they would love to see you do it in the game. Kind of frustrating if they working with you on something or a few things and you just don't do it. The whole point of being in the gym with me every day or whatnot is for me to eventually translate those things into the games.
Precious, there's always some level of uncertainty going into the offseason. I mean, you know that as well as anybody.
Yeah.
But you guys do have a core of young guys that are under contract for next season. Masai and Bobby both spoke after the trade deadline about wanting to build around you guys and see where you can go and what you can do. Is that something that's a little bit reassuring going into the offseason, knowing that you guys have that core that you guys can grow together?
I mean, I don't know what to say to that. Absolutely not. Um, I think we have a good core of guys that could play, but you never know. Um, I heard the same thing last year too.
I was going to ask that. I mean, it's like your two seasons were like night and day, everything. Like your role on the court, your team, everything. So did this year almost in some ways feel like restarting over again? Just was so much different after your first year.
Yeah. To a certain extent, I kind of consider this year my first year in the NBA. Just based on the opportunity that I had here playing, I didn't really get a lot of those last year. Um, I didn't get a lot of opportunity to really showcase my game or grow my game. And it was for. It's not It's not bashing anyone or anything. It's just the situations. It's different, and I think the situation we had here this year allowed me to grow my game, and expand. And to an extent, I consider this like my first real NBA year.
To that point, kind of being with a coach that allows you to find who you want to be on the court, working from that, did any of the aspects of your game that you're able to add to surprise you at all in terms of where you're able to explore what you want to do on the court?
Can you please say that again? I'm sorry.
No worries. Just with the ways in which Nick kind of has this philosophy that he wants players to almost define what they want to be on the court without him kind of telling them so early. Were there aspects of your game that you were able to explore that you maybe not were able to explore in year one?
Yes. There's a lot of a bunch of a lot of my game that I couldn't explore in year one, where I was able to explore this year. Um, and that just goes to what you said. Nick, he allows us to play, basically play free, as long as you're playing within the system of what we're trying to do. And I think to a really really big to in a really big way we had success playing that way. Guys were playing free, playing within their games, and I think we had a lot of success playing that way. Just because people work every day, and it's just you don't want to put all that work in, and then not ever try to put it in a real situation. And he preaches that a lot. This is what you do. He sees the coaching staff working with you on this every day. If you do it in a game, it's not no whoa. It's kind of like okay, we see he's put in this many hours, this many reps, and it's not catching anyone by surprise. I believe, and it's just playing within that flow and within the flow of the offense or the team.
Precious, I'm sure there's disappointment with the way that things ended, but based on the growth that you guys have seen as a team throughout the year, the growth that you've experienced with some of the other young guys, is there a feeling of optimism going into the offseason of what you guys might come back looking like in a few months?
Yes. I think everyone. Damn. I think everyone. Yo, I'm weak. Nah.
He's just getting back, guys.
Nah, that is jokes. Okay. All right. But yeah, I think this off season we gotta we got to experience the postseason, which is the playoffs. And like you said, we have a bunch of young guys. And myself, my second year, Scotty, his first, OG, Gary, um, just being in those situations, just getting those experiences at such a young, um, age is big. We could always build on that. Now we know what it's like to be in those situations. We know what it's like to be in the postseason. We know what it's like to play heavy minutes in the regular season. And I think those experiences are huge. And a lot of people, I think, at first we weren't going to be good, and then it was like mid-season, like okay, we could be good. That's like the outside. That's what people on the outside said about us. But we knew how good we could be, and as time went on, it was like okay, this young group of guys could really play. We could do something, and I don't think. I think the series we had a great opportunity, to win that series. I think if you take away youth and just you know put in more experience, I think we'd have won that series. But I don't see it as a bad thing. I think it's a great learning experience where we got to be in that situation. We got to learn from that. So this offseason, we know what to work on. We know the type of focus we need to put in our work to avoid a situation like that or to grow and become better next year or whatnot. So that's how I look at it. I look at it as a positive other than whatever people out there are saying, and that's how I look at it. I think it's good, for us, our development as a team, as a young group of guys, and just moving forward.
Precious, what did you learn from this series going up against Embiid about the roster construction for you in particular as sort of one of the few big guys or relatively big guys on this roster?
Learn that it's tough to guard guys like that, and especially damn near 300 pounds, battling every day is not easy. But yeah, it's just the way the roster is constructed. It shows you the defensive vision that the coaching staff and Masai and Bobby had when they put this team together. Just guys that could switch ability, you know, guard multiple positions on defensive side and offensively, of course, be versatile and play with each other. For most of the series, it was lineups where we just switched everything out. It wasn't like no mismatch, especially me, Scotty, Thad, OG Pascal, that lineup. Sometimes with Gary as well, it was like, who you gonna call up? Every screen or every pick and roll is like someone 6'8" and up, If you manage to go past that person, you're meeting someone else at the rim that's about or taller. So I think that's the vision they saw, and I think this series kind of gave us an idea of what we could do defensively. And like I said, we just got to go back. We're gonna grow from this. We're gonna go watch all the tapes, and it's gonna really, I think, for me especially, I believe I could speak for a lot of other guys. It's gonna give us a different type of focus on what to really focus on or work on this summer and for the season coming up.
Can you do that over the course of the season? You said it's really tough. You have to put on 300 pounds, but that would take away.
No, I'm not putting up 300 pounds. No, absolutely not. No, I like the way I look.
Does that work at your size to be able to do that over the course of a season? You just said it was like really tough.
To put on 300
No,
pounds?
but like, do you need to?
No, I don't need to put on 300 pounds. No, I'm not doing that. No, I like the way I look. I like the way I run, the way I jump. I'm gonna stick to that. But yeah, definitely get stronger. Lift more, but not with the goal of hitting 300 pounds. But get stronger. Definitely, other guys get stronger as well. And yeah.
Precious, with how specifically teams game plan in the postseason, does that provide greater clarity on how you need to improve compared to, say, if you only had the regular season?
Yes. Yeah, and in the postseason, it's definitely different. Everything is a lot more succinct. There's attention to details. Every detail is very important, even the little ones. It's just as important as the big ones. And early in the series, I noticed they were like, "Let me shoot the ball." The last two games, they did not let me shoot the ball at all. And I came to the bench one time, and Freddie looked at me and was like, "Yeah, they're not letting you shoot the ball, bro." But it's just like now I got to figure out other ways. Like it's a learning experience. Like I said, it's my first postseason that I'm playing in. Moving forward is just I gotta this is how they guarded me. This is what I gotta do. It's just like I said, go back, watch the tape, learn from it. Be more deliberate on the things to work on and whatnot, and move forward from there.
Precious, how important was that rival in your development?
Big time. Really big. Just having that someone that's been around for a really long time, and we have ties. Dad is from the city that I went to school at. He's from Memphis, and know a bunch of guys, kind of like mutual friends, and he knew OG before, and I'm really not close with OG. It's just kind of like, and then just having him around, breaking the game down while the game is going on, telling you what to do, what you could have done different. Is really big. Just having that vet on the team has been doing it for a really long time. So
Does he keep your confidence high?
like, he keeps everybody's confidence high. I've never seen him not. You could take a crazy ass shot. I'd be like, yeah, you good. He's kind of like that. He's gonna tell you like, yo, probably don't shoot it like that. But at the end, he gonna be like, you good, you good. It's great. For me especially. I learned a lot from him this year. Definitely. He was one of the guys that after almost every game, he was like, hey, you did your thing, or you could have done this, or he's always, encouraging, and that's big.
You talked about Nick, that kind of impact on your game, but the actual rest of the coaching staff. I know Pascal was really high on Bo this year, saying how he impacted his game. Was there a member of the coaching staff that worked with you and had the
All of them, but specifically Fab and Mike Springer. Those are my guys. I can't thank them enough with how much time they put in with me this year. Um, I'm talking about just the talks and the film and the on court work. It was a lot, and they were really detailed with the information and the way we worked. So those two guys are definitely big for me this year. And I really appreciate them a lot.
did they cheer you on like that after you came to the bench?
Oh, I don't think you guys have heard Mike Springer cheer anyone. That guy, He's always positive. The most positive person I've ever seen in my life. You could miss 3 shots in a row. He's like, yes. The next one is going in. Way too positive, but yeah.
Precious, what have you learned about the city of Toronto being here now for almost a year? And are there any experiences that have stood out to you here?
Yes, it snowed 3 days ago. We in April, guys. What's going on? I'm like, yo, that was different. I grew up in New York, but it did not snow in April. Yeah, but nah, Toronto. I love the city of Toronto. You know, diverse. It's very diverse. Meet people from all over the place. I love that. I like to meet people. I like cultures. I'm very cultural myself. So I like to learn about people's cultures. You know, and the fans are crazy, but I love them. Yeah, I say that. You know,
Get some good food here?
yes, a lot of good food. I love food, so that's always nice.